Do you actually know if you're loving your cat the right way? Most of us assume that filling their bowl and offering a quick scratch behind the ears is enough. But here's the truth. You might accidentally be pushing them away. Behind every slow blink and silent gaze, there's a deep, ancient language of trust that most owners miss for years. Today, I'll show you how to master the chemical connection of oxytocin and reveal one secret at the end of this video that will change how your cat sees you forever. 1. Talk to your cat as if you're talking to a baby. Ever noticed how your voice shifts the second you see them? That high, soft, slightly ridiculous tone you'd never dare use in public. Most people feel a bit embarrassed about it, but here's the thing. Science says you should be doing it even more. A 2022 study from the University of Paris found something that shocked most owners. Cats can actually tell the difference between their owner's voice and a stranger's voice. But there's a catch. They only react when the owner uses that soft, high-pitched baby tone. When owners spoke in their normal adult voice, the cats barely flicked an ear. They simply tuned it out like background noise. But the moment they switched to that sweet, exaggerated tone, their cats perked up, turned their heads, and moved closer. Actually, it's not about the words you're saying. It's about the signal you're sending. To a cat, a deep, flat human voice can feel unpredictable or even intimidating. But when you hike up your pitch, you're sending a safety signal. You're saying, I am not a threat. I am your family. So don't worry about looking silly. That baby talk is a bridge between two different species. It's the moment your cat stops hearing noise and starts hearing you. It only clicks when you speak to them like someone you genuinely adore. That's how they know they're finally home. And if you think this bond is deep, wait until you see what happens when you close your eyes. 2. This 3-second look is actually a high-stakes bet on their life. Have you ever caught your cat staring at you from across the room, only to watch them slowly, deliberately close their eyes? Most people assume their cat is just getting sleepy, but actually, they're performing one of the most profound acts of trust in the animal kingdom. Think about what a cat is, a predator, but also a prey. In the wild, closing your eyes in front of a giant creature 15 times your size is essentially suicide. It's a moment of total vulnerability where they drop every survival instinct they have. When your cat slow blinks at you, they aren't just being cute. They are literally betting their life that you're safe. Researchers at the University of Sussex confirmed this in 2020. They found that a slow blink acts as an eye kiss that immediately lowers a cat's cortisol levels. It breaks the tension. But here is what most owners realize too late. Staring at your cat without blinking is seen as a challenge. It's confrontational. It's a threat. So, here is your daily ritual. Every time you lock eyes with them, don't just look, blink. Let your eyelids drop slowly, hold it for a second, and let them see you do it. You're telling their nervous system, I love you, and you are safe. When they blink back, they're saying they trust you with their life. And if your cat isn't doing this yet, don't panic. In part 7, I'll show you exactly how to rebuild that broken trust from the ground up. 3. Most owners bore their cats without knowing. Have you ever dangled a toy in front of your cat and they just stared at it like you were embarrassing yourself? That's not your cat being lazy. That's your cat being bored out of their mind. And it's happening in millions of homes every single day. Here's what most owners don't realize. Cats are hardwired hunters. Their brains are built to stalk, chase, pounce, and catch. That sequence is everything to them. But here's the mistake. When you wave a toy back and forth in the same spot with the same speed, you're skipping every single step that makes play feel real to a cat. In nature, prey never runs directly into a predator's mouth. Actually, the trick is to make the toy act like actual prey. Drag it away from your cat, not toward them. Let it hide behind a corner. Make it freeze, and then dart. Move it in unpredictable bursts. When your cat crouches low and their pupils go wide, that's when you know you've activated something primal. Helping your cat complete this hunt, catch, eat cycle doesn't just keep them physically fit. It releases built-up stress and makes you their most trusted hunting partner. You become the source of their deepest instinct being fulfilled. That's not just fun. That's love in a language your cat was born speaking. 5 to 10 minutes a day is all it takes. But those minutes have to feel real. Stop shaking the toy like a chore. Start moving it like something worth catching. Your cat will never look at you the same way. 4, just sit next to your cat and watch what happens. What if the most powerful thing you could do for your cat every day was absolutely nothing? In our busy lives, especially here in the US, we're conditioned to think that love equals action. We come home after a long day and immediately want to force a connection. We scoop them up, we pet them, we demand their attention. But here's what most people don't realize. To a cat, that can feel like an invasion. In the wild, cats only rest near those they trust with their lives. They don't cuddle to show affection the way dogs do. They share space. That's it. When you sit in the same room, maybe reading a book or scrolling through your phone, and you don't reach for them or call their name, you're actually giving them a supreme compliment. You're proving that you are a safe, non-demanding presence. You're saying, I don't need anything from you. I just want to be near you. And for a cat, that's everything. Here's a daily tip to break the psychological barrier. Try sitting on the floor. When you lower yourself to their level, you stop being a towering giant and start being an equal. You'll notice that when you remove the pressure, the distance between you starts to shrink. They'll move closer, not because you asked, but because they chose you. And in their world, being chosen is the highest form of love there is. It's a quiet, ancient ritual of devotion that happens in the silence between the pets. But if you really want to trigger a chemical bond, you need to know about the family-only spot. 5, there is one spot on your cat's body that triggers something deeper than your voice ever could. When cats who are deeply bonded groom each other, a behavior known as allo-grooming, they don't just lick anywhere. They focus almost exclusively on one specific area, the very top and back of the head, right between and behind the ears. Think about why. That is the one spot a cat can never ever reach on their own. In the wild, the only way that area gets cleaned is if someone they trust completely does it for them. This makes it the most exclusive, family-only zone on their entire body. While the chin feels good and the back is fine, the area behind the ears is sacred. But here's the amazing part. Science shows that when cats engage in allo-grooming in this spot, it releases oxytocin, the love hormone, in both cats. And you can trigger this exact same chemical bond every single day. Instead of a long stroke down the back, use your fingertips to gently, slowly massage that space between their ears. Use the same steady rhythm another cat's tongue would use. Watch their eyes. They'll drift shut, their body will go soft, and their purr will shift into a deep, vibrating hum. You aren't just petting them anymore, you're speaking to their brain. But a word of warning. Stay away from the belly and the base of the tail. Those areas are highly sensitive and can lead to overstimulation, turning a moment of love into a bite. Stick to the family zone. It's the ultimate chemical, I love you, that makes them feel like they truly belong to you. 6. Understand their silence and how to apologize. What does it mean when a cat who has slept beside you for years suddenly stops? This is the big loop I mentioned at the start, and it's something most owners take personally. You feel rejected, maybe even a little hurt. But here's the thing. Cats don't do grudges. They don't ignore you to be petty. They pull away because their world feels unstable. It could be a medical issue, a change in the furniture, or a small emotional scar. Maybe a loud noise startled them while they were vulnerable. When a cat stops sharing space, they aren't punishing you. They are communicating that they no longer feel 100% safe in that specific routine. So how do you apologize? You don't buy toys or force a hug. You apologize with consistency. You show up at the same time, speak in that same baby tone, and offer that family-only ear scratch without demanding they stay. It's about being a predictable, safe harbor again. Every day you remain steady is a day you're healing that bond. Because to your cat, silence isn't anger. It's just a request for you to listen a little closer. In the end, loving your cat isn't about grand gestures or expensive gifts. It's found in these 7 small daily habits that speak directly to their soul. By changing your tone, mastering the slow blink, or simply sitting in silence, you aren't just being a good owner, you're becoming their entire world and their ultimate safe place. They don't need you to be perfect, they just need to know you listen. Please share your own cat stories below and hit that like button to help us reach more owners who want to love their cats the right way.